Hi people, this is Daniel, the interior designer. It's a pleasure to be back to do more of this topic about objects. Today we are going on a different level altogether. I want us to compare different ways of making objects. I'll draw simple object using 3ds Max, one in Sketchup and one in ArchiCAD. I want us to compare polygons. Polygon count and vertices are very important because they determine how heavy an object is, such that when you go into ArchiCAD, insertion may be an issue. If the polygon count is too high, the object becomes very heavy and also sluggish when inserting into your own drawing. And for that matter, let's get started. I'll start with Sketchup, where I intend to do just a simple coffee table of 600 by 600 with its own legs. Let's do it. Okay, our first object is to delete this, and then we go ahead. As per our previous tutorial, the red line refers to the x-axis, while the green one refers to the y-axis, and also the blue refers to the z-axis. So let's start. I'll pick my rectangle, and this is our origin, that's at 0, 0, and then drag it out. My first measurement will be x. So as you can see down here, we have the sizes. So let me do 600 separated by comma 600, enter, and that becomes our retro box. Then we'll do an extrusion of about 30. And as discussed last time, you can make this into a component or an object, but I intend to make one complete object out of this. So all I need is to make the legs for this. What I'll do is just use O for orbit and go to the underside, and then I can press my legs. So all I need is to determine exactly what I need. So I'll select the first line, M for move, and Control to make a copy. Move 30, pick another line, M 30, you see it's automatic, it's coming in. Control 30, pick another line as well, Control, and there you have our 30. Our legs will be 50. Do the positioning for the legs. Again, M, Control, do 50, and then again on this other side. I want to make it as simple for so that you can understand. Okay, another 50, and then do another 50. Now all I need is to join these lines up. So I'll just draw that one, join here, join here, and join here. So our leg will be here. So all you need is to select the area that you want to put your leg, then just click on push pull and drag. I need about 400, and just for the other ones I just click, 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 and that, my people, is my small coffee table. You can see it's below the axis. You can just do it better going to the front. Make sure, and always make sure that your camera settings are under parallel projection. So select M for move, then just align here. There you go, and that is our 3D. Now I want to test the number of faces I've seen. Because I don't have plugin for that, I will just select the whole thing, go to File, go to Export, 3D model, just take it to the desktop. Let's say our coffee table, and say export. From the 3ds export result, we can see we have that 4 faces, and from the 3ds entities exported, you see we have 84 triangles. What we are more concerned with is the 84 triangles. So from Sketchup, we can determine that our object has 84 triangles. Let's move to the next. So we close that one and let's open our ArchiCAD. ArchiCAD, I'll still draw the same object, but I'll concentrate myself with 2 methods. The first method uses what we call the walls, that's the elements. We have the wall element and the slab. Whatever constitutes the horizontal, I'll use the slab. So click on the slab, go to the settings. What we normally do, the first measurement is the total height from the ground level 0 to the height of our object. If the coffee table is 450 millimeters, then we should put 450, and the top part defines the height of our worktop, which is, let's say, 30. So just say OK, then drag the slab element. The first measurement, dimension 1, is the X value, 600, tab 600, enter. You can marquee this, right click, show marquee, and this is what you have. I didn't choose the material, that's okay. Now we go to the legs. We'll use the same slab. The final height of our legs would be, remember, 450, and therefore we remove 30. That gives us 420. So let's determine first that height is 420 and the leg itself is still 420. Click OK, and then you can draw a 50 by 50. That's it. Now it's a matter of positioning this one to the right place. We'll just deal with one first. The offset from the edges should be 30. So do 30 on this side and do an offset of 30 on the other side. One has already been done. Then we can mirror, that is Control M, copy, look for the center, enter, select these two, and then mirror a copy again. Then you can do a marquee of the same, right click, show marquee. Now we need to check on the polygon count of this. So what do? Select your element. If you use the latest version of ArchiCAD, you'll find our polygon counter. So you go to Window, go to Pirates, it's down here, Polygon Count. That's it, it's open. We are dealing with slab. That's it. You can see that we have 30 polygons. Be taking note of this, it is very important. From the sketch, you can write it down somewhere. We got 80. Sketchup, we got 84. From ArchiCAD, we got 30. Let's use the other method. What that I'll use is the use of morph. Morph is a bit complicated, it's not as easy, but you can be able to generate one single item without having to create two or three objects together. So go to morph and we create from 3D. We have the line work and then the box, which has a 3D, or you can do a revolve method and use the box type. Come here, input the sizes, enter. It gives you the Z axis with 30. Go to ground floor, then you can marquee this one. That's it. revolve because I want to work with the underside of this table. This is where the rubber meets the road. Once in 3D, you need to make sure that the plane you are working on is correct. So always right click on your object, click on the editing plane and pick plane. That's it. So as you're drawing now, the alignment will be okay. Do Control Shift to pick a line, move, but as you're moving, you have to make sure that it's within this called offset edge, and do Control to pick a new line. So we are going to offset this by 30. That's done. We pick another one. Control Shift, move, Control 30, go to the other edge. Notice deselect before you pick another one. Select, move, Control 30, go to the other one, move, Control 30. Now that's the offset from the edge. Now we do the offset for the legs. Control, move, Shift, do 50, and the same on the other side. Let me first do this one. Select, move, Control 50. Now we can do this one. Select, move, Control 50. Pick on this one. Control, move, Control 50. And then from here you can even use a tool. Control these ones on the same side. Move, Control 50. Pick on this one. Control, move, Control 50. Now we have our four legs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need now to pick these points again. Do Control Shift, pick on that polygon, pick on the other polygon, click and pick on the tube. Click, and you can see we are now doing our legs. We said the height is 420. It. Pick these two again. Control Shift. Need to be closer. Click again. 400. Double click, and that is our table. There it is. Another great method of creating objects. We need to check on the Polygon Count. Select this. Go to Window. Go to Window Palette. Polygon Count, and you can see from the morph is giving 34. So you need to note that down. But again, you can see the procedures that we are going through to achieve what we want. Now let's go to 3ds Max. We are now in 3ds Max, and let's do the same thing that we had. So let me pick a box. Here we use primitives and change them into what you want. I'll do the box, which is a primitive, and then change the parameters. Our length is 600 with a height of 30. That's nice. Now you realize in 3ds Max we work with what we call lengths and segments. We work with segments. Segments are so important because they make objects that are great especially when we apply what we call the open subdiv. When you smoothen your object, becomes very important. So our box, from its parameters, we can see we have the length segments as 1, the width segments as 1, the height segments as 1 as well. So all we need to do is to open up, change our default shading to edged faces. Remember, I want us to subdivide the segments equally, so let's do our length as having 10 segments, you can see them. Let our width have 10, and that's important. That's all we need for us to do our leg. Now, for us to be able to extrude any of this, we need to convert this first into what we call an editable poly. So click on that, and from this you can see, if you open up, if you draw this one and pick on polygon, you see you can be able to pick individual polygons. All I need are 4 polygons, but now on the underside we orbit from here, so you go to the underside and pick 4 polygons. Here I may not be able to exactly be able to position the legs exactly where they should be, but it's no problem. So pick on the polygon, click on the first one, hold your control, pick the other one, pick this one and this one. Then you go to the properties of this polygonal object that we have and pick the extrude. You pick on this setting side. Settings, already you can see what's happening, and we need our legs to be 420. Click on the plus, then click on the polygon to come out of it, and you can see we have a similar table as what we had. Now let's check on the polygons and the faces. For 3ds Max it's easy, all you need is to click on 7 and you can count. You can see we have 256 polys, and the vertices. Vertices, it's where 2 or 3 edges meet. Like if I do vertices, you can see this single one, the vertex, another vertex. So we have a total of 258. From this, we can conclude that 3ds Max, in as much as it gives us one of the best ways of making objects, may not be that suitable because we get very heavy objects. I'd like now to make an object using another great program that I love called Cinema 4D. This is another good product that we have around us. You can make great objects, you can do some nice rendering, and it always makes me happy to work with this program. Now I'll do the same coffee table. We'll do a box, then modify. Again, the orientation of our axis, the red is x-axis, the green one is the y, while the red one with the blue one is the y-axis. So x is 600, y is 30, and our z is 600. Now, I'd also want to make this using the same material without including other components. So I'll do the same segments here, do 10, do the z can do 1 and 10 on the other side. So you find that this is what you have right now. Again, our legs will be on the underside. So let me rotate this one so that you can see the underside. All we need is to convert this into an editable thing, and it's found down here, make editable, and then you can pick the polygon. Actually don't need to select the polygon itself, you can just pick on the extrude. That's it. Click, make sure you input 400, enter, pick another one, enter, pick another one, enter, and last but not least, pick this one, enter. Then I'll come out of the editable mesh, and then exactly like we prayed, here is our coffee table. This is beautiful. Now we need to check on the faces for this. All you need to do is right click, go to object information. And this one tells us one thing, that we have 258 points and 256 polygons. That tells you, again, we are dealing with one program that can make very heavy objects. Although I like this program to make very, very good things. Now I'm drawing the same coffee table in AutoCAD, and let's see the various ways that we can be able to make objects as well and see whether the object will be heavy or what happens. Let's start. You make sure that you are on the 3D modeling, then go to solids, click on the box to give you parameters, specify the x-axis 600 and the width 600 as well, enter, and then you get the height. We had 30, and this is our worktop. Then we need to make the legs. Here we make them differently, in a different way. So you need to go to box again. Our legs are 50 by 50, enter, and then you are doing 420. This is what we have. Now go to your top view. You can even do it from here, but let's use the wireframe so that you can see well. So highlight your object, click on M, you get the move tool. Now you can select which corner you feel is right with the corner that you want to put, and there you go. For the others, we'll do copies. So go to home, click on copies, select, enter, then select this corner, make it there, enter, then repeat, come to this one. This one you can select the two of them, copy, select our corner, this time is this one, there you go, and that's our coffee table. Go to the shaded model or realistic, whichever you are in. Okay, to make it into a block, all you need is to select everything, go and write block, use this one that says create a block definition, specify the name, coffee table, and specify on screen. Convert to block must be ticked on, block units, millimeters, small description, coffee table in wood. Okay, then select whatever you have. Select, enter. And you can see it's already under recent blocks. You select on it, it's already a block. Now we need to transfer this to 3ds Max. And that's how you make items out of AutoCAD. Some time to reconsolidate all the objects that we made into .3ds files. That means they can be able to open with 3ds Max and put them into one file. So I want us to import each and see how many polys and vertices we can be able to get, because 3ds Max has a better way of showing these things. We'll start with our object that we made with 3ds Max. If you select, we can see that our polys are 896 and our vertices are 898. That is 3ds Max. Let me just delete this and import another file. Import. I want to import the one from ArchiCAD. Completely replace. Don't save. It has come with so many things. We need to delete the camera. And here is our object. Click on the object, press 7. You can see from ArchiCAD we have 100 and then 60 for the same item. Let's delete this one Let's pick for the other item, Sketchup. Complete replace and save. Here is our Sketchup. Sketchup is 84,126. Let me now do a comparison with the Cinema 4D. We go to File, Import, Cinema 4D, we play complete. Okay, there we are. Cinema 4D comes with 705 and 453. Let us now do a comparative analysis. I'm in Excel right now. We have these 5 programs that I'm good at, and I want to compare which is the best in terms of this and this. Now, 3ds Max gives the most heavy objects that you can ever think of, followed by Cinema 4D, AutoCAD, then ArchiCAD, and finally SketchUp. In terms of giving the best results in terms of our objects, 3ds Max tops up, Cinema 4D tops up, ArchiCAD, then I would say then CAD follows, SketchUp, then we go to AutoCAD. In terms of simplicity of making objects, for me, SketchUp always wins the day. It's the simplest ever to use as compared to something like AutoCAD. AutoCAD is complicated. It has a lot of things to do. But for someone who's starting, I would recommend that you do SketchUp, and then you can maybe divert to 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, and maybe ArchiCAD. ArchiCAD is not so versatile like the 3 programs SketchUp, Cinema 4D, and 3ds Max, because all of these, they have 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, and SketchUp. They do have UV mapping, which is very important in terms of materials. And SketchUp has vertices. You'll find those things working there, vertices, polygons, very easy to use. So that's the end of this lesson. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to another session with you again. Do subscribe to my channel, share, and give your comments. I may need to do another topic that is based on